Have you ever sat in silence and felt a gaze upon you, not of judgment, but of deep, ancient knowing? You look and it is your cat watching. What if I told you this is not a pet observing its owner, but a dialogue of souls taking place in the quiet spaces between your thoughts? What if an old prophecy, whispered down through time, foretold this very moment, that in our age of greatest noise, these silent companions would arrive as guardians for our souls? Stay with me, for I invite you to see the creature in your home, not with your eyes, but with your heart. A wise seer, in a time of global turmoil nearly a century ago, looked into the flow of what was to come. He was known for entering a state of deep stillness, a place where the future reveals itself. And on one day, his secretary recorded a vision that was kept silent for generations, for it spoke of our time now. He spoke not of a war of nations, but a war within the human spirit, a crisis of profound disconnection. He saw a world rich in invention, but poor in wisdom, a world where we could connect with anyone, anywhere, yet feel utterly alone, where the sacred fire of our own being had dimmed to a flicker. But in this shadow, the seer saw a light. He said that guardians from the source would be placed among us, not as figures in grand robes, but as small beings of fur and claw, with eyes that see the world behind the world. Cats, he said, would be the silent anchors for our reawakening. In my tradition, we are taught that every living thing possesses a unique vibration, a song the soul sings. Your companion, this cat, does not have a random song. Its vibration is a key, perfectly cut for the lock of your own spirit. This is a truth more profound than simple comfort. They are living instruments of healing. Their work is done on a level of energy that our instruments are only now beginning to perceive. You will notice they place themselves not by chance, but with deep intention. They rest on your chest when your heart is a stormy sea, for your heart center needs stillness. They curl by your head as you sleep, for the winds of your thoughts need calming. They appear on your path in your deepest shadow, because your soul cried out for a guide, and they were the answer. And now, what was once seen as mysticism is finding its echo in the world of measurement. Observers of the body's subtle electricity have begun to notice the deep resonance between human and feline. They have found that the energy field a cat creates corresponds directly to the frequencies of healing and peace within the human mind. The deep hum of a purr, it is not merely a sound of contentment. It is a vibration that helps our very bones to mend, that soothes the fire of inflammation, that brings rhythm back to a fearful heart. But the connection is deeper still. These guardians can feel the subtle tremors in your own field of being, long before the storm of distress reaches the shores of your awareness. They do not simply react to your emotions. They are standing sentinel, preemptively calming the waters of your soul. Consider a soul lost in the deep valley of sorrow, a healer of others. She could not heal herself. Her training, her friends all ladders she could not climb out of the darkness. One evening, a faint sound, a cry for help. Beneath a car, she finds a broken, small creature, a tabby cat, barely holding to life. In a moment beyond logic, she offers all she has to save this small being. Later, as she sits on the edge of giving up, this same cat, against all odds, climbs onto her lap, and as her hand touches his fur, as the vibration of his purr enters her body, something shifts. The great weight of despair does not vanish by force of will. It is simply lifted by a silent connection with a creature who came to her at the point of midnight. She called him Phoenix. Together, they rose from the ashes. Was this an accident, or was this small life fulfilling a sacred mission spoken of long ago? Even a man of science, one who trusts only in numbers and laws, found himself facing a mystery he could not explain. He watched his own rescued cat and saw in its actions a defiance of all probability. More than this, the very presence of this animal seemed to influence his experiments at the deepest level of reality, the dance of the smallest particles. He began to see that a cat shares a bond with its human that is woven at the root of being itself. Their nervous systems enter into a silent dialogue, a state of entanglement creating a loop of energy that allows one to bring peace to the other. This is not magic. It is a law of the universe, simply waiting for us to become quiet enough to perceive it. Cats are living bridges between what we see and what is unseen, accessing currents of energy that flow beyond our normal senses. The ancient prophecy foretold that these guardians do not find us by chance. They are drawn to us by a magnetism of the soul. A young woman in Sao Paulo found this to be true. As her grandmother lay dying, terrified of her final journey, a cat they had never seen began to appear at her window. Every day it would sit, gazing at the old woman with a stillness that was unnerving. On the day the grandmother's spirit left her body, the cat was found inside, curled beside her. The family tried to shoo it away, but it would not leave until the final farewells were made. Then it vanished. The woman later learned that in the folklore of her people, cats are seen as guides who carry the soul safely to the other side. Her grandmother, once so afraid, had passed in peace, a smile on her face. The cat's purpose was fulfilled. As the seer predicted, in this time of great forgetting, some souls would begin to remember. They would feel an unexplainable pull toward these feline companions, and the companions would be pulled to them. A network of awakened hearts would begin to form, anchored by their guardians. We see this today. Around the world, people share stories not of mere companionship, but of true healing, of silent communication, of moments that break open their understanding of what is real. A software engineer in Seattle shared how her cat, Luna, began to sit with her in meditation. At first, she thought it was her imagination. But every time she sat, Luna would sit before her, close her eyes, and breathe in rhythm with her. A powerful energy began to flow between them, and the woman's practice deepened into visions and profound connection. Luna was not a pet. She was a master of stillness in the disguise of a house cat. Science is rediscovering a simple truth. Cats heal not just with their purr, but with their entire being. When your cat rubs against you, it is not only a sign of affection, it is a recalibration. They are cleansing your energy field of heavy, stagnant vibrations and replacing them with a frequency of wholeness. Those who work with veterans suffering from deep wounds of the spirit have seen this. The cats instinctively know which parts of the human need their presence. A cat sleeping on the chest points to a heart that is closed. A cat sitting on the head shows a mind that is clouded. And most wondrous of all, it seems they can take our pain into themselves and transform it. This may be why our companions sometimes fall ill when we ourselves are in turmoil. They are literally taking on our burdens, processing them through their own pure spirit. As this awareness spreads, the global network the seer spoke of takes shape. Online, communities of shared experience emerge. The stories echo one another across all cultures. Cats who arrive at the moment of crisis, cats who sense illness, cats who open the door to a deeper reality. This is not a string of coincidences. It is the river of prophecy finding its way to the sea. And perhaps most telling of all, the children of today seem to know this truth without being told. They have not yet learned to see with the mind, so they see with the heart. They communicate with their feline guides in the native language of the soul's silence. An 8-year-old boy told his mother that his cat, Whiskers, shows him pictures of tomorrow in his mind. The mother smiled until the boy correctly described his grandfather's surprise visit 3 days before it happened. A 7-year-old girl in London swears her cat Mittens helps her travel to the star worlds when she sleeps. Her parents thought it was a child's fantasy until she began to speak of cosmic events with a clarity she could not have learned. These children are the first flowers of the awakening, tended by their feline gardeners. The seer warned that before this great dawn, there would be a dark night of the soul for all of humanity, a time of crisis when we would feel more lost than ever before. This is the time we are in. A sense of emptiness has become a quiet plague. We have endless tools to speak, but we feel unheard. The old structures of meaning have become weak, leaving countless souls adrift on a sea without a shore. But in this very darkness, the cats are doing their work. They are the anchors, tethering their humans to the simple truths of love, of presence, of the eternal soul that no chaos can touch. At the deepest level, the prophecy shows us this love is a frequency. It is a vibration that transcends the world of form. When your cat gazes into your eyes with that steady calm, they are not just seeing a face, they are seeing your soul, your true self, the divine light within you that has never been broken by pain or fear. This is why their presence can lift the fog of depression. This is why their purr can quiet the storm of anxiety. This is why their simple affection can resurrect hope when all seems lost. They are broadcasting unconditional love directly into your being, reminding you of the self you have forgotten. Look around. It is impossible to deny that the ancient vision is unfolding. In shelters, these guardians are waiting in record numbers, seeking their human companions. The pull to bring them into our homes has never been stronger. This timing is no accident. As we stand on the threshold of great change, these feline masters are taking their positions, ready to hold the light for those ready to remember. If you share your life with a cat, you are not merely a pet owner. You are a participant in a planetary awakening. Your companion is not just a comfort. They are your personal teacher, your healer of energy, your guide between worlds. Tonight, I invite you, look into their eyes. Truly look. What stares back at you is not just an animal. It is an ancient soul, a messenger from the source, a piece of the cosmic mind that chose to wear fur and whiskers for one reason, to help you remember who you truly are. The next time your cat rests on your chest when you feel anxious, know that it is not just seeking warmth. It is performing an act of energy healing that our modern world is just beginning to grasp. When they stare into an empty space, realize they do not see nothing. They see the worlds that exist behind the veil, and they stand guard at the gate. And if one appeared at your door, a stray, understand that this was not random. Your soul called, and they answered. They found you because they were meant to, because in the great woven tapestry of this universe, you needed each other. The prophecy of the seer was never truly about cats. It was about love. It was about the universe's immense compassion for humanity in its moment of shadow. It was about divine wisdom working through the most humble of messengers to ensure that no soul had to face the darkness alone. Your cat is living proof that you are loved by forces you do not see. You are guided by a wisdom deeper than your own mind. You are protected by a love greater than your fears. And in this age of digital illusion, perhaps the most real technology of all is the simple, silent heart of a cat who chose to love you. The prophecy is not a story from long ago. It is happening now, in your living room, on your bed, in your heart. It happens every time you lock eyes with your feline guardian, and you feel that jolt of recognition of two souls who have finally found each other again. If this message has stirred something within you, if you have seen your own truth in these words, then you are a part of this unfolding. You are one of the awakening souls these guardians came to find. I invite you to share your journey in the space below. Tell the story of the moment you knew, the timing of their arrival, the healing they offered, the awareness they awakened in you. And if you know a soul who needs to hear this, one who is adrift in the currents of despair or loneliness, share this message with them. Help them to see that their small companion is a divine gift, sent to anchor their spirit during this great turning of the ages. Remember, you are not just an owner. You are a guardian of consciousness. Your cat chose you. The universe chose you. And in the silent dance of existence, the great prophecy unfolds, one purr at a time.